Hey, this is Pat with Extra Awkward. Just want to do a review on Diablo 4 today. Just the base game. I don't want to review the end game just yet. That's going to be a whole video by itself. I feel like the base game deserves its own video. But I do want to do a review on how the launch went, how the game feels, some of the classes, some of the things I like, some of the things I don't like, and the future of the game, honestly, where it's going to go. But with the launch, I think the launch went pretty okay for Blizzard. They did pull Blizzard, had some issues with the servers, which is fair. Not really, but it is what it is. On the early access launch, I play on PS5. Okay, it is what it is. I couldn't play for 2 hours because of a bug that caused me to go buy something out of the PlayStation Network store, which I just downloaded a free game, in order to keep my license and have it working, which is extremely annoying. Mainly because I wanted to be part of the hardcore race. I wanted to get my name on this Lilith statue. Unfortunately, being 2 hours late, that basically takes me out of the race. Okay, I had no chance. And let's be honest, I was going to die in hardcore anyway. But it's fine. It's fine. It's just a name on a statue at the end of the day. I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal. But the launch went pretty good. I'll say, well, we'll get to gameplay. The gameplay is pretty good. I mean, I haven't had any issues, really. The game feels really good. Actual, attacks are extremely satisfying. It feels really good to either, pop off a skill or even melee something. It feels good. It looks good. The animations look really good. The effects just, watching a buff from the barbarians, it looks awesome. It looks like you're doing something. You feel it. And I think that's something that's extremely refreshing in the long run, and I feel like that's something we've needed for a long time. Because granted, Diablo 3 was pretty good. I don't mind it at all. I still play it to this day. I've been playing since launch. I can't stop playing. But I think that this just has a different level, a different depth of feel, which is nice. Then when it comes to, gameplay overall, not just the feel of the game, but, actually doing things. This game has so much content, and I keep seeing people complain about not having any content, which I'm so surprised by because there's so much, dude. When I'm just traveling in the open world, you can't go 10 feet without running into something, okay? I have a problem right now where I'll go accept a quest, and I'll be walking to a quest marker, and on the way to the quest marker, it'll take me 30 minutes to an hour to get there because I got to stop at every little thing, whether it's a quest that popped up here, I need to go get it, an exclamation mark, or on the way, I can go progress this quest, and then, oh, geez, there's a world event over here I want to go participate in, or there's a mob over here. And for me, I'm a huge, loot hoarder. I got to get my loot, man. That is like that dopamine hit for just the best loot possible. You might get a little green check mark. Dude, that's what I want. And so if I have a chance to get that loot, I'm going to go attack that mob and maybe level up just a little bit and possibly drop a good piece of loot. But, in the world, there's so much going on, dude. I don't understand people's complaints about not having anything to do. I can't stop doing stuff, which is not a bad thing. I think that's the best thing, and I think that's super refreshing in the video game space as a whole, is actually having a world that's not only full of stuff to do, but it's also not lonely, right? Being an open, expansive game can sometimes get really lonely, where, I mean lonely as in there's not that many enemies over the place. You don't see a lot of people you're running into. In this game, there's enemies everywhere. You can't not run into enemies. And when you see actual players playing, you see them all the time. I run into players all the time. I'll go to a world event, and there's other people hanging around just killing mobs outside waiting for the event to pop off. I think it's great. It almost feels like I'm playing an actual MMO, not just a game service, right? And I think that's probably the best thing that's going forward. Not just the story, not just any of that, which, don't get me wrong, the story is fantastic. I love the story. It is a very Blizzard-esque story. The cinematics are very Blizzard because they're one thing they do perfect is their cinematics, and they build great storylines. I think it's great. Can't be mad at that at all. My first playthrough, even though I played through the betas, going through my first full playthrough, I still watched every cinematic. I still went through every quest line possible. At least mainline questline. I read every piece of dialogue. It's really good. It keeps you engaged. It keeps you wanting more, which is also kind of bad because then I have like a full-time job and I can't sleep. But regardless, it's a great game. It feels good. The gameplay's good. There are a couple bugs though. Nothing too substantial, nothing too game breaking. A little bit of clipping here and there, some stretching, which isn't too terrible. Textures look pretty good, so nothing crazy there. I will say on the full launch, not the early access launch, but the full launch, there were a couple server issues, really just some rubber banding and minor queue times. Nothing crazy. We're talking a minute. I didn't have any long extended queue times, which I was surprised by. I thought I was going to have queue times of at least, 15, 20 minutes. But it was really, it would pop up, say I'm in queue, minute goes by, I'm in the game. It's nothing too crazy there. Didn't have any issues. And that's really about it for bugs. I mean, honestly, that's about it. Now, being a Diablo game, you do have classes. You have 5 classes, okay? You got the Necromancer, you got the Classic Barbarian, Sorcerer, you got the Druid, you also got the Rogue. Me, personally, I think they are all viable. And when you look at everything going on right now in the Diablo space, and really in video games in general, there's always the meta builds, which every class has them. It is what it is. There's always going to be a tier list. This game, you don't need it. Honestly, every class is viable. Obviously, some are going to be better than others. Some are going to level faster. Some are going to hit a little bit harder. And when it comes to the end game video, we'll talk a lot more about that. I think that deserves an entire video by itself. But right now, I think the game is extremely accessible to anybody that wants to try it. I'm talking from, a person that's been playing Diablo their entire life since Diablo started, or a person that's never touched a video game in their life and they're just interested because it looks like fun. I think this is a very accessible game. It's open to literally anybody. You don't got to be a hardcore gamer, and I think that's exactly what video game needs. I think that's what this space needs, especially to reach more people. And based off their marketing, they're trying to reach as many people as possible. I mean, did you see those KFC ads? I know I did. I got that doubled down for sure. But I think that's great. Also, they added mounts. You can't go wrong with the mounts. Now, I like the mounts. I think it's great. There's a lot of different options and cosmetics. But what I want, which it may come down the line, it is a Blizzard game. I want like WoW mounts, specifically WoW retail mounts. I want to see people going across the lands on a giant demon, going to kill more demons. I want to see that. That would be awesome. Will that happen? Who knows? The game is going to go on. It's going to build on top of what it already is. It may happen. It may not. It would be sweet to see. But if we don't, it is what it is. I don't build the game. I just pay for it. Okay? It is what it is. Now that being said, there is going to be a battle pass coming forward. Granted, we are going to have seasons. And with every game, that has seasons, we're going to have battle passes. And I did pay for the extra battle pass. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's going to be, $10, whatever it may be. I'm interested, which I do want to hear in the comments about the future of the game, what you think about, battle passes and seasons going forward, and kind of what there's going to be to offer. If you have any input, put it in the comments. I want to hear about it. But I think the battle pass it could go one of two ways. It's going to be great because it's going to have awesome cosmetics that you can grind for and not just pay for. As long as they keep the cosmetics out of the cash shop, that would be sweet. If they can keep the battle pass obtainable cosmetics out of the cash shop, that would be great because it will give me something to grind for. And honestly, in this game, most games, I live for the fashion. Okay, I want to be able to transmog, which you can, and I love every second of their transmog system in this game. Chef's kiss. It's fantastic. And that's what I live for, is the fashion at the end of the day. As long as I look good, I'm going to be hitting good. That's how I feel. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to play the game good because I look good. And I want to make sure that if I need to go on that battle pass, I'm going to need to grind some tiers out for that, that transmog or the way I want to look, then I'm going to do it. Okay? But as soon as I see that in the cash shop, I don't want to do that. That's not the way it is. As soon as I see a cash shop cosmetic, I'm kind of over it. And that's not to say that some cosmetics in the cash shop don't look great. It is what it is. But let's be honest, I'm not here to buy a bunch of stuff. Okay, I already spent a bunch of money on the game, and I've spent at minimum $70. Okay, and then you want early access on top of that. You're looking at another $20, which is $90, and then you want to, which includes the battle pass. It is what it is, and a few cosmetics. But But then you want to add another 20 tier skips on top of that. That's another $10. You'll get $100 right there, man. That's $100 on this game. I don't want to put more money into the game. Okay, I understand you're a business. You need to do what you need to do. I don't want to put more money in the game. Cosmetics, that's cool. I'm not going to buy them. Give me a way to grind for them in the game. Totally. I'm all for it. If I got to go grind PvP for PvP cosmetics, sure. Let me know. If I got to go grind, bosses, world bosses, I got to go do some dungeons, nightmare dungeons, fine. I'm down. I'm 100% for it. I want to do that. Even challenges. If I need to go do challenges, let me know. I'm going to do it. I want the cosmetics. I will grind all day for those cosmetics at the end of the day. But I'm not going to pay money in a cash shop. And that being said, with the cash shop, there are a few things with the cash shop I do want to talk about. Now, when we talk about the cash shop, this is a cash shop. I'm telling you, there's lots of cosmetics in the cash shop, and that's totally fine. I get it. We kind of expected it. I'd rather have this than have, pay for power, pay to win in any aspect. Some of these cosmetics look pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. I like a few of them. But once again, I don't want to pay for cosmetics. I don't want to pay to look good. I want to grind to look good. I want that sense of I'm completing something. It is what it is. Now, the platinum, it's kind of obscene to think that you're going to pay that much money for that. It is what it is. But like I said, with the future of the game, I think they're going in a good direction. Obviously they're doing a tiered service where they have, they're working on, they just released the game. They've been working on the first expansions, but that's a whole nother story. They're working on the first season, and as they're working on that, they're also working on the second season as well, so they can launch it, start working on the third season, launch the second season, start working on the fourth season, launch. I think that's great. I think that's great for, obviously, continuous content. We all want that. It is a live game at the end of the day. It is an online game. We want content to keep coming out for a long time. We don't want to wait. We don't want it to get stale. I'm thinking maybe like a 3-month period in between, right? You launch one, 3 months later, you launch the next. It's enough. It's just enough time for you to clear through the season, like a typical season. Clear through the season, get everything you want to get, play the game, and then as you start coming down and you're getting kind of bored, bang, new season, right back up. I think that'll be perfect. I don't have any issues with that. I am interested to see where they're going to go, and if you have any thoughts where they're going to go, let me know. But I do want to see a couple things. I've heard some rumors about another class, which we'll talk about in another video, that they might be thinking about doing. I don't know if they'll do it here. But I wonder what the expansion is going to be about. How can they expand on this already, huge, expansive game? How can they expand on the franchise, Where are they going to go with it? Who knows? But that being said, like the video, subscribe, comment down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Okay, this game's great, but I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you guys think. Other than that, we're extra awkward. We'll see you later.